All right, welcome back. This is the AFCON Daily Show on Citi TV. My name is Nathan. Our show is brought to us by Bet Power. If you want the biggest payouts, the best odds, and everything in between, get all of that on Bet Power. My guys are still here, Yahweh J. Minta and Edwin Kwakofi. Let's focus on today's games. We've spoken about them in light of the head-to-head and goal difference and who qualifies third place and all of that. But let's have a proper look at the games in question. Let's start off with the 5 p.m. games. The 5 p.m. games where in Group E, let's see if we can get the games in Group E. There you have it, Namibia versus Mali and South Africa versus Tunisia. These games are, the 5 p.m. games. Mm-hmm. And so, I just can't get away from the fact that Cote d'Ivoire will be watching a lot of these games.
Oh, yes.
I wonder whether their players mentally are still tuned in. Because it can almost feel like you are out, but then you are back in.
Yeah, that should be a problem. I think their fans could make a difference, though, if they go into the stadium and cheer on the team that is supposed to win for them. That could make a difference as well. But Cote d'Ivoire put themselves in this position. We have to hope for wins from either side. And the teams, luckily for them, the teams that they need wins from are the favorites. You look at Mali coming up against Namibia. Mali have been very good so far in this tournament. Against South Africa, they played some wonderful football, especially in the second half. After they withstood a barrage of attacks from the South Africans and a few unfortunate misses from the South Africans. But when they came from the break, they seemed to have an identity about them, a way of play where the passing football was on point, but players understood their roles, players were focused, so they were able to take advantage of rebound opportunities. They knew their strengths, they knew they were more powerful than the South Africans, and they made that work to their advantage.
Yeah. And guess what? That came after Ace Bissouma was substituted. That came after Ace Bissouma was substituted. When Lassana Coulibaly, who plays for Salernitana in the Italian Serie A, was introduced into the game. And that's how come their second game.
If Bissouma started off the bench.
Off the bench.
Yeah. Came on really late.
Yes. And that's a proper coach. No.
Well, yeah, okay. So they need to make those advantages count. It's basically the same team they're coming up against. Namibia, they are very enterprising, they are very passionate, but they don't have the strength to cope with the Malians. And I'm sure Mali would use that to their advantage, just as they did in the South Africa game. What they need to do is play that way from the start of the match for as long as possible, kill off the game, and then they can relax. If they relax right from the start, they could be in for the shock of their lives.
Interesting. Would you plunk for the Namibian approach against Tunisia? They defended for large chunks of the game, took their chances. Of course, they grew in confidence and gradually. Can they do that against this Malian side? Can they hold on?
Can they hold on?
Or keep the Malians at bay? I think that's the question I should be asking.
No, because I look at how Mali conceded against Tunisia. It was a brilliantly worked team goal. I think that's one of the top 2 team goals I've seen in this tournament. It was brilliantly worked down the Malian right, where Hamari Traore is positioned. But Tunisia targeted that side of the pitch because they recognized that Hamari Traore is the outlet from the back line, and he's almost always positioned as a wing back. At the end of the day, it's no surprise. He started out as a midfielder, a right-sided midfielder. At the time he played for RB Leipzig. He now plays in Spain for Real Sociedad, and he operates down that right side as a fullback. But naturally, he is a central midfielder on the right side, and so he naturally tends to drift towards that end. And they exploited that space. They created an overload at that position, and they passed their way through the defense, the brilliant crossing, and they slotted the ball into the net. I don't see Namibia doing that. I don't see Namibia being able to do that. On a couple of occasions that they managed to do it, even in games against South Africa and in that win over Tunisia, they messed up all those chances because there were a handful of cutbacks that they really should have tucked away, and they kept on messing it up. I don't think they have the efficiency to be able to do it, and I don't think Mali would be so naive to be caught out on those kind of moves twice or 2 games in a row. So I don't see Namibia beating Mali.
All right, guys, let's talk about the other game in the group, South Africa versus Tunisia. The South Africans responded to their opening day loss by beating Namibia as expected by 4-0. Now they face another tough test. Edwin, the Tunisians want a win, so they will come at the South Africans. How should South Africa navigate this game?
Look, as you said, Tunisia need the win. They want the win, so they are going to come at the South Africans. What South Africa need to do is prepare for a barrage in the first 15 minutes. They are going to be up against it because the Tunisians know that that's the South Africans' weakness. They tend to start games a little slowly and then build up their momentum as the game goes on. So they need to be prepared for those few minutes where Tunisia come at them, start putting balls into the box and start getting those chances. If they can keep the game level through that period, then they keep their composure and start passing the ball around. We know they have a lot of quality on the pitch that can keep the ball. They have very good attackers who are very pacey and can go beyond the Tunisian backline. That is what they need to do. Take advantage of those balls over the top or balls past the defenders where their attackers can run onto, and ensure that they take the best decisions in the game. I saw in the first game against Mali, especially after he missed the penalty. Percy Tau kept taking, as we've called, the low percentage shots. There were moments where he could have just put the ball across for his teammates to tap in, but he wanted to make amends for making that miss. And you can't have that. You need your team to play as a team. You can't have individuals making their own decisions. Even in the huge win over Namibia, there were a couple of the goals where players took shots, they entered the back of the net, but there were opportunities to find teammates for better shots on goal.
Yeah, true. The fourth goal. Sorry to cut you. Yeah, no, the fourth goal against Namibia, it was a goalkeeping howler. Because the ball was shot straight at the goalkeeper. But there were two teammates lined up on his right side who were coming into the box, and he should have just squared the ball over to him, but he decided to take a shot. It just squared under the goalkeeper's arms, and he ended up as a goal, but honestly, the goalkeeper should have dealt with it. It was a howler.
Even the third one, I think it was Zwane who scored the third goal. He placed the ball into the back of the net, but there were two South Africans waiting for him to cut it back for them to.
The one he scored from a bit of an angle.
He scored from a bit of an angle. So those are the decisions that I'm talking about. They might not have cost them in the previous game, but in a game like this against Tunisia, you need to take as many of the opportunities you get as possible and not waste them.
What about the Tunisians? Anyway, you mentioned that they would come at the South Africans. Is it what? I know they need, they need to find something, but a bit of patience would be needed.
And that's why I don't see them winning this game. Because they don't have patience. They don't have patience. They don't have patience in the sense of they'll be very desperate to get the win. And it shows in their lack of patience in their reaction to refereeing decisions, especially in their second game. Very, very emotional, very temperamental. And so, that's what makes me believe that they are not winning this, because they'll be very desperate, especially after the first 20 minutes, 15 minutes, and where their crosses are not finding their target. The goalkeeper is having a barnstorming day, and the chances aren't just falling for them. They just get frustrated, commit more bodies, get positionally indisciplined. Then that's where you have the speed of the South Africans up front, taking advantage of the spaces they were leaving behind and hitting them on the counter-attack.
Almost feels like a CAF Champions League game.
Yes, more or less. And on top of that, for South Africa, one key factor that they need to get right would be how they pass out from the back. Look, you did it against Mali, and you got caught out and conceded that second goal. They need to get better at it. Against Namibia, they weren't put under a lot of pressure. They weren't tested in that department. Against Tunisia, they will be tested in that department and need to get better at it. If you are going to play your way out from the back, you need your passes to be very sharp and very on point.
Okay.
Other than that, the Tunisians are very wily, and they can spot a badly or a badly played pass or misplaced pass and take advantage of it, rob the possession of them. And once it's close to goal, their chances of getting a goal are definitely high. So aside that, I think South Africa stand a chance of winning this one.
All right.